Hey guys, how's it going? It's Coach Malcolm. Today I'm going to be doing another video in my series where I try out some pretty weird, some pretty funky openings in live chess. I'm going to be playing a 3-minute, 2-second increment game today on Lichess. We've done some pretty weird openings. We've done, I think the most recent was the Grob opening, which is G4 move 1 for white. So I decided to go with a black opening for today. And the point of these videos is not to sort of give you guys new opening ideas, because a lot of these are, moves like G4, and today I'm going to be playing something pretty weird and not really a great idea either. Is not to sort of encourage you guys to play these. It's just to sort of, first of all, it's fun, and second of all, it is to show how, I'm playing the game. I've never played these openings. So I'm just trying to adapt as I go along, right? Where are my pieces going to go? How am I going to make an attack? How am I going to defend? Especially with this video I'm going to show you guys today. It's a pretty risky kind of setup. So that's kind of the main idea. So today we have the Fred defense, which I've been having a little trouble. Usually I show a chessgames.com. These are the other names for the Fred defense, by the way. So I found this forum on chess.com, and I know what the Fred defense is, but it was hard for me to find some chessgames.com. And the Fred defense is basically you play black, and it is e4, f5, which is obviously pretty crazy. Pawn takes, and there's two options. It looks like one option is knight f6, and another option is king f7. And then after queen h5, this gets kind of crazy, and apparently you are supposed to castle by hand. I think I'm going to go with the e4, f5, knight f6. I forget which video. I tried one of these openings and I failed. I just wasn't really... I didn't know the structure well. I ended up having trouble with my pieces and arrangement. A whole thing may very well happen today. We'll just see who I get paired up with. I think I'm going to go with the knight f6 strategy instead, though. That seems a little bit safer to me. But we'll see how it goes, honestly. Knight f6 looks like it could be hit with g4. Maybe we'll try the king f7. We're kind of just going to see how we feel in the moment. But anyways, so I'm going to play black. I'm going to pause it if my first opponent doesn't play e4, and I'll be right back. Matter of fact, I'll just do that now until I get a game so we don't waste time. Alright guys, so I found the game. It's against a 1900, so we'll see. Sometimes these Lichess ratings are pretty, you don't really know what you're getting with the game, because it can be people just starting out, it can be, not really a set rating. Alright, so now we're faced with the question, right? Knight f6 or this king f7 move. Knight f6, I am a little worried about g4. Because in g5 you have to deal with queen h5. I think I'm going to try this king f7. Also, just because king f7 is a little more, risky. Why don't we can just try and go for it. We'll see what happens. If queen h5, I believe the move is g6. Alright, they're going to play bishop c4. d5 looks best here. We're going to get this bishop out. Maybe it's going to take on f5. Okay, so now, well, this is interesting. Okay, this might not go well, guys. I'm going to be completely honest, because they might take on d5 after g6. Honestly, you know what? We're just gonna see how it works out. We'll figure it out. All right, king g7. This is what we learned. Whatever. This is what we saw in our short time studying this variation. Bishop d5. They do have to worry about stuff like knight f6 attacking the queen. I guess they can just go back to f3. Well, no, because knight f6 is gonna put them in a bit of a fork. So I think that's probably what they're thinking about right now. But yeah, this is a 3-2 game, and we're just going to see how it goes. I think knight f6, I don't see a problem with it here. Queen's not going to take on h7, it's guarded. Looks pretty solid to me, guys. That may have been trouble for them. Alright, guys, maybe the Fred defense is secret weapon. Someone's going to pull it out at the World Championship one time. No, I doubt it. But this seems to be working out well for me at the very least. I think I'm going to take with my queen. I have a g2 threat if they want to do something like knight c3. All right. I don't see. I'm not the best protection, but I've got my bishop guarding e7. I've got this bishop guarding e6. I'm gonna just take this queen, take my pawn back, and oh, my opponent has just resigned. All right. I'm gonna come back with a. All right, guys. So I know I got cut off for a second there, but it's because I wanted to start another game because well, the last game we played, it went well. We saw the opening. Clearly our opponents made some mistakes, and they resigned quickly. But I wanted to play out a full game, because then we sometimes do analysis afterwards. There wasn't a lot of analysis to do with that game. It looks like we're even getting a repeat right here. Sorry about the siren going by. I apologize for that. This looks like the same game. We'll see if our opponents make the same mistake of bishop takes d5. Hopefully they see it this time. I kind of want to get something different. All right, cool. So they saw it. Knight f6 still looks like a good option. They can't take now. I've got two defenders on that pawn. You know, it would have been nice. Well, you know, as nice as it would have been to get that piece, we want to have interesting games. We want to have more interesting games. All right, I think I'm going to take back here. You know, I don't want them taking on h7 because then I can't even take back with the knight because I'm unfortunately pinned right here. But I'm gonna bring in a knight c6 soon. You know, I just have to be wary about something like queen g3, trying to come back attack g6. Alright, so here I'm going to play knight c6 to get this queen kind of out of the way. Queen g5, okay, obviously they're attacking my g6 pawn. I think I'm going to play, you know, it looks kind of weird here, it looks kind of funky. I'm going to play this queen e8 move though. I don't want to play rook h6, get into any drama with this bishop, even though it looks like it was heading to b2. Alright, now I'm going to play pawn e5. Follow this up with bishop d6 if they play knight f3 to attack that e5 square, but I've got two defenders on e5. You know, is this the most solid opening I've ever played? Definitely not. But do I feel like well, you know, maybe I could take back with the queen if they take on c6. They run into trouble. They can't take on e5 there. I'm kind of interested in... Okay, well, they're playing... See, the problem is with something like bishop f5 is I just run into issues. You know, knight g3. Well, I guess they're not going to play knight g3. I'm just trying to avoid... You know what I like here, which is kind of weird, is rook h5. You know, my rook's coming out a little bit, but it's putting more pressure on this queen. She doesn't have a lot of squares. I haven't calculated it yet, but there's a chance we may be able to trap this queen, which would be pretty crazy. If she goes to g3, pawn e4, and then maybe her only square is c3 or e3, and then, you know, pawn d4 is kind of hard to play there. But definitely putting pressure on that queen would be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, my opponent is thinking about it. They're trying to be really careful with that queen. I would assume queen g3. Okay, let's see. Is there any way to trap this queen? If I play knight e4, it looks like the queen has just a lot of squares there, 3 squares. But this feels very much like I can trap this queen here. It's interesting. Maybe I can play d4 and then I'm threatening the e4 trap. That looks kind of maybe a little compelling. And if they want to pin their knight, then they can, you know, by all means. I think I am going to play this because even if the trap doesn't work, you know, this is strong. I'm blocking this bishop out. It's guarded by another pawn, so I'm not really too worried about losing it. This has worked out well for me. They're up a pawn, obviously. That's how the Fred defense works, you know, the notorious, famous Fred defense. That's how it goes. You know, we'll see. You just lose that pawn on f5 in the beginning, especially if they take it. You know, if someone played knight c3 after e4, f5, and then knight c3, that would be a different story. Maybe you would take on e4 and be all right. All right, bishop a3. So they're trying to stop me from playing this e4 move. If I play it, they're going to take, obviously. That's kind of the point. If I play knight e4 here, it looks like they've got 2 squares open to them. Alright. Well, you know, this is a bit of an annoying move. Maybe I'll just play queen e7. If they take, I'll just take back, you know. You can't always get how you want it. And maybe I may have missed something. I think I'll take back with queen. Yeah, because my rook is defending here. They don't have a pawn to hit it with. They don't have a knight to hit it with. Looks like it's starting to rain. I will close the window. Alright, knight a3 was played. Looks like it's trying to come to c4. That'd be my guess. So why don't we just... Well, you know, it's interesting. I mean, they're also trying to guard c2. So they're trying to guard c2, trying to come... I think it's actually interesting to play this move here, pawn b5. Maybe I'll play a6, bishop b7, bring another rook over to the h-file. This is, it's also exciting to play new openings, guys. I think it's exciting to play new openings. Bishop b7 I like. This is definitely one of the weirder things I've played, though. This is a very weird position. My king is on g7. I've got one pawn, you know, around my king. I've got 2 rooks on an open H file. I've got a queen and bishop also pointing at G2. It looks dangerous. I think I can just take on H3 here also. If pawn takes queen H1 is going to be mate. If queen takes, yeah, guys, that was definitely a mistake. Now if queen takes, I'll just take back with the rook, of course, and they still can't take because of queen H1. So I mean this, yeah, all right, we have rook H1 check. Okay. So let's just take a look at the analysis first, then I'll give my concluding thoughts per se. All right, e4, it's not going to like f5, 1.5 already on move 1. So this is not a good opening, guys. We can sort of assert that. Don't play this opening. If you play, you know, my opponent made mistakes, obviously, but if your opponents are, you know, they know what they're doing, it's not going to work out well for them. And I assume they're going to say bishop takes d5 is really bad too. So knight f6, you know, there's traps within it. It's sometimes openings that are really that welcome attacks also welcome traps as well, because a lot of pieces get out, or sometimes pieces will get out by themselves, like a queen will get out early. We saw the queen struggle a lot. All right, then we did some kind of developing here. I'm glad they thought queen e8 was the best move to start off with. Now it says I'm even slightly better. I think it's just because I get so much development, guys. My king is already castled. You know, it's not castled, but already safe. This opening is super interesting. Definitely would not play it in a tournament event because people, you know, online is different. Also, people just tend to play better in tournaments, and I'm playing, you know, higher caliber opponents. H3, huge mistake. You know, nothing good to do there. All right, so that game didn't have a lot to it. I'm sorry about the rain, but all right, guys, this is the Fred defense. Do I recommend it? No. If you ever want to try it out for fun, I would not. Don't do it in rated games, but it's interesting. It's got some traps. It's got that knight f6 trap. You know, forking queen h5. It's risky, of course, but it has cool attacking ideas. You get castled fast. Your opponents are looking for small threats that you can guard, and while you guard them, you develop your pieces. You know, I was developing my pieces. Develop my knight. I developed my other knight to kick this queen out. She has to move again. You know, I start kicking this queen around while I'm developing more pieces. It's interesting. So this is the Fred defense. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.